All right, question 5-80. Use any strategies to find the area of the parallelogram below. Again, you can check in your math book or get on cpm.org if you want to see more math notes for your help. Again, it's the formula, plug in, answer, label. 4 steps you need to show to get full credit. So again, looking at the parallelogram, we could change this into a rectangle as we practice in class. We could move, if I got the right thing working here, we could move this side over to here and it would make our perfect rectangle. But again, they show you the base and they show you the height. So the formula for a parallelogram to find the area is base times height. So the formula is what we need to show is area equals base times height. There's 1 point. To plug it in, area equals the base would be the bottom part, which is 20. The height is usually shown by the dotted lines, is 25. Our answer then, 25 times 20. We'll have to show our work over here. Five times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Place value, bring it down to 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4. So your answer is 500. And if we were going to label, inches squared, because area is always squared. Moving on to shape B. Again, we have to give the formula. Area equals base times height. We plug in the area formula. The base is 10. It's on the bottom. The height is 8. So we have 10 times 8. Our answer then for area would be 80. And then to label, again, we need the millimeters squared. So again, we could have taken this triangle out, put it over here, had a little rectangle. You could have did it that way, and then you'd still have your base of 10 and your height of 8. So that's 5-80. Jill lives 3.5 miles from school. One morning, her friend was giving her a ride. When they were 2/3 of the way to school, the car broke down, and they had to walk the rest of the way. Draw a picture to help you figure out how far they walked. So again, we can have 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, half a mile. I'll just break my miles into halves to equal my half. And then 2/3 of the way, so I can break my pieces into 2/3. So to represent my 2/3, I have 4, 8, 12, 14 pieces. What I have left is how far they had to walk. So they had to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which 7/3 is equal to 1 1/6. Actually, it's 7/6. I forgot these are sixes, not thirds. So 7/6 is equal to our 1 1/6 miles they had to walk. So less than 1 1/4. Going on to the next page. Multiplying. So it looks like here we got our mixed numbers. 2 ways to do it. You can convert them into improper fractions. Looking at this one, this is a decimal, but we'll get there. So 2 1/3 times 1 1/2. Again, I'll multiply by my whole number and add the numerator. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so I have 7/3. Multiply that by 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 1. So I have 3/2. 7 times 3 then is 21. 3 times 2 is 6. How many 6's go into 21? 6, 12, 18. So 3. What's left over would be 3. 3 and 3, 6. Which is equal to 3 1/2. Going down to the next one, I got 5.4 times 2 3/4. Just to kind of do this different, I'm just going to change them into decimals. So I know 3/4 is equal to 75 hundredths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2.75 times 5.4. And the only reason I'm doing this so you can remember, when we multiply decimals, we don't line the decimals up. Like when you add, you line up your numbers and then we will count over. So again, I got 5 times 4 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. I'll bring down my 0 for place value because this needs to line up to here. Get rid of my numbers. I got 5 times 5 is 25. Bring up my 2. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. Bring up my 3. I guess we have the same numbers up top. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So I have all my numbers lined up. I got 0, 5, 8, 4, and 1. So I come over 2 places, 3 places to the right. So now I got to bring that 3 places to the left. Put in my decimal. So your answer is 14.85 or 14 85 hundredths. Might seem a little more work, but again, when we're dealing with decimals, it probably works a lot better just by multiplying. Again, I dropped the 0 because 850 thousandths is the same as 85 hundredths. We get to practice that again here, or we could do 3 1/10 times 2 7/10. I'll just do that one in a different color here so it can kind of stand out. 3.1 times 2.7. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Bring down our place value. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Add them up. 7 plus 0. 2 plus 1. 6 plus 2. And again, move 1 to the right, 2 to the right, which means 1 to the left, 2 to the left. And your answer is 8 37 hundredths. 583. Jonathan is planting tomatoes at the school garden this year. Tomato plants come in packs of 6. So he needs 80 plants in the garden and already has 28. How many more packs will he need? Well, knowing that he already has 28, he needs 80 in total. So we can subtract that 80 from 28 to see how many he really needs to buy. 80 minus 28 is 52. So he's got 52 plants he needs. If they come in packs of 6, we could do it 2 ways. I could say, hey, I need 52. So how many 6s go into 52 to figure out how many tomato plants I still need to buy. 6 goes into 52. Well, I know 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 9 is 54. So it goes in 8 times, which is 48. There is 4 left over. So 8 and 4 is 6. Now, since he's still short, he's going to have to buy 9 packs or 9 plants. So you'll have to buy 9 and you'll have 2 left over because he needs 8 and 4, 6. He'll buy 9, he'll have 2 left over. I guess he can give them to a friend or something. Or they can just plant 2 extra. Last question, 5-84. Here's a number puzzle. Use number 7, 5, 6, and 3 only once to create an expression that equals 75. There's multiple. You can use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but you have to use parentheses. So there are a couple that you need to do here. I'm not going to give you the answers for this because it's a puzzle and there's more than one answer. Will say then using the distributive property, write an equivalent expression without parentheses. So again, using distributive property, you're going to take your 2 possible solutions from the last one and just rewrite it a little different. So again, there's more than one answer there. I kind of want to see what you guys come up with, so I'm not going to give an answer there. So that's it for the video. Thanks for